We got a wide receiver from Angelo State.
How y'all doing?
Zorhan, how are you, man?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Zorhan, Rideaux. Is it Zorhan or Zorhan?
It's Zorhan.
Zorhan,
Yes,
okay. Because I figured Zorhan was too much like the movie. So
Yeah,
right?
It's crazy.
Carter, for those who aren't aware or didn't watch the Lone Star Conference Digital Network before, Zorhan was a part of the 2018-2019 Class 6A state champions.
And you know
over
where
at North
Dave
Shore.
Campbell texts
Yes,
full. We
man.
have to ask you about that.
And listen, man, the first thing, 2018, the Hail Mary. It is the play that still gives people chills to this
It
day.
gives me them as well. Literally, like anytime I go back home and I see that ring, I'm like, bro, this is probably one of the biggest things I've ever like. Seeing a Hail Mary on TV is cool and all, but when you physically see one in person, literally, like we were just talking about it earlier before we started going up on the tables and going down to, like, when the play happened, it's just, I have my helmet in my hand, play happened, literally can't even tell where my helmet went. It's just so much excitement. I've never ran down a field so fast, and it was just all the joy. It kind of just, everything hit you at once, and you really wasn't expecting it. Basically, I feel like at the point of the game, they kind of counted us out. They were already throwing water on the head coach and stuff like that, and just seeing how we came back and fought and threw up a Hail Mary.
Well, in 2018 and 2019, North Shore versus Duncanville, did y'all feel like it was Houston versus Dallas? And then also, like, how did those styles of play kind of differ, Houston versus Dallas?
Honestly, it was a big Houston versus Dallas thing, especially with how big social media is in the high school realm. Like, going into that game, you knew, like, everybody from Houston, they were riding on North Shore. Everybody from Dallas was riding on Duncanville. And it was kind of, you're battling for your city. And it was I'm not going to say it was kind of like a lot of pressure, but it kind of felt good. Like the whole city was behind your back. You felt like you had a support team. You had people looking out for you. It was a great experience. I feel like I'd never forget it ever in my life.
And now you're at Angelo State.
Yes,
You've got Coach Gersh. And Coach Gersh is a very, very nice guy. Everyone he is one of the nicest guys. And I love my conversations with him. But he doesn't open up too much. I need something about Coach Gersh that would surprise us.
Something that would surprise you?
That would surprise us.
He's great at golf when he puts his phone down.
But he don't put the phone down because he's recruiting.
Yeah, like there's so much, like he literally will tell us, like, bro, if he's just ever like going to play golf, his game with his phone and without his phone is totally different. Because when he's out on his phone, there's somebody's calling him about financial aid, anything going on. Like, it's just so much head coach stuff he has to do.
Yeah.
And literally putting that phone down and picking it up is two different. Like, he has so much going on. And as a head coach, like he kind of, not saying he hides it from us, but you would never notice he has so much stuff going on because he's always there. He's always, anything going on, he's there. He's attentive, alert. He'll never forget your name. Like, there's nothing like, he's just a good person. And I could never ask for a better head coach than Coach Gersh. That's awesome. Especially coming from John K in high school. Like,
yes,
I never thought I could get no better than Coach K.
You've got two outstanding coaches, my man.
I've been having the best luck with getting the coaches, and that was a big thing. Like, when I first got to Angelo, was my parents were like, "Hey, not saying we want to find another Coach K, but we want to get you in another school that's like Coach K. Like, he has a big behind himself."
I see you are making sure that the camera and the ring is right there, man.
Hold that up for the camera a little bit. We got to see that.
This is kind of like this is a big thing, especially coming from high school. Like, having rings, it feels cool like having a state ring, but once you get to college and now you have another ring, and it's like everybody can't have those.
Yep.
And I'm very grateful, and I'm very lucky to say that I can have 3 rings now. And we're just not done yet. We want to keep going. We're obviously shooting for another conference ring, and now we want to get past that step and get into a national championship.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. So you picked to repeat as conference champions in the preseason, but last 2 years you've gone out in the national quarterfinals. What's it going to take to get to that next level and get to that championship?
Coach Gersh harps on it day in and day out. Special teams is going to be our biggest thing because in college football and playoffs, special teams win and lose games. At a point, both of the offenses and defense would be great offenses. If they weren't great, you wouldn't be there. And it comes down to who can have the best special teams and who can go in and out every detail is straight. And that's his biggest thing with us. We're working special teams. That's our thing. He instills into us, like, hey, if you want to win games, you need to be good at special teams, and it shows.
Yes, it certainly does, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the Rams do this year. Hopefully you get that home field advantage again, and then, we'll take care of that Mines problem later. Zorhan, it was great to meet you. Great to talk to you. Thank you for coming in. Zorhan Rideaux. Thank you, sir. Zorhan Rideaux from Angelo State.